We've been harvesting plenty of asparagus from our small patch here. However, some of the spears coming up are getting thinner, and that tells us it's time to cease harvest since this patch is fairly young. Now here we have some asparagus beetles starting to feed on some of the spears. You can see a lot of beetles on this spear right here as it starts to fern out and develop into a foliar plant for the summertime. And there are a lot of eggs left there as well. Now, asparagus beetle eggs are not easy to take off because they seem to be inserted in the tissue, and the beetles themselves, once jarred or disturbed, will hop down into the soil. Asparagus beetles are not hard to control, but you need to be fairly persistent. Malathion will work, so will rotenone dust. Asparagus beetles tend to overwinter in debris around asparagus plants. Also, they have 3 or 4 generations per year, and they really can do quite a bit of damage. They will actually eat spears and damage them so that they don't fern out properly and give you good food production for the summer. So make sure you stay on top of those.
A couple weeks back, we looked at our strawberry patch, and unfortunately then we saw quite a bit of blossom damage to what bloom clusters had emerged. I am more than happy to say that a lot of other blossom clusters have emerged since then. They're doing very well. As a matter of fact, we have some green fruit. We also, down the end where the plant started quite early and blossomed early, we have a half-ripe strawberry fruit. We'll be fighting over who gets that fruit later, but still got a couple of days to go. Also, when we looked at this patch a couple weeks ago, you may not recognize this bed from what we looked at earlier. This is one that we had left covered with the straw mulch much longer than the others. And when we looked at it before, it had just been very recently uncovered. And the foliage was still yellowed, did not look healthy. But as you can see, as I said, they grew right out of it. There's no problem with any of the foliage. And the blossom is a little bit delayed compared to the other rows. But in reality, that's not that much of a problem. It's not a problem at all. It just helps you escape the frost much better. And even though they will fruit a little bit later, they are still going to blossom and set fruit and have lots of fruit in this patch.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. You can also find more recent videos on our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.